Hey guys, I'm Phoenix here and welcome to Planet Coaster. Now this is a game about building your own theme park, decorating it and earning lots of money. Now there are three modes in the game. There is Sandbox, which is like this but no money to deal with and all rides unlocked. It's just, play around with what's in the game. There is Challenge mode, which is what this is, which is like Sandbox, only most of your stuff is locked behind research, and you've got to deal with parks and basically all the management side of things, as well as messing around with what's in the game. And then there are scenarios. Now there are 2 scenarios in the beta currently, and that will be up to 12 in the final game when it's released on, I believe, November the 17th. This is the beta, so there will be some issues with the game that are hopefully being dealt with. There's currently quite a lot of performance issues, as you might expect. People with better systems than me are reporting some quite nasty frame rate issues. So if you are concerned about performance, it might be worth waiting for the release so that you can actually see what the game is actually like. But I have to say that so far I've only experienced a couple of frame rate drops, and both of those have been reasonably unexplained. There was one where I was messing around with some paths, and then there was one where I just dropped a new building. So I'm not completely certain what was going on there. There might have been a little bit of a hiccup with pathfinding or something, I don't know. But I've no idea how to narrow those issues down, because they were just sort of out of the blue with when I was doing things which I'd done before with no issues. So not completely certain about that. But that said, the engine seems to be pretty solid all in all. And there's a fair amount of detail in the game. I mean, look at this wooden coaster. Something that I admire about Frontier games. Well, since Elite Dangerous anyway, they put an awful lot of effort into the detail. So in Elite, you're flying this ship that's all been modelled already, inside and out. And you fly past this space station, you can see the sheer amount of detail that they put into it. And you go into this space station and you land, and they put detail all over this station. And all the while you're thinking, why have they put so much detail in this for something that I'm gonna basically glance at? But then it gives everything life. So they've even modelled on this roller coaster the nuts and bolts, because most games that are of a simulation nature, especially nowadays, they basically want you to be playing from about there. With Planet Coaster, they want you to be playing from about, there. Probably not much closer than that. I mean, you can go closer, but I think there is a pretty good place to be playing the game, the majority of the game from. Obviously, when you're building stuff, you're going to be zoomed out, actually working on something very, very specific, and maybe getting all your triggers set up, because you can have triggers to do stuff. Set off lights, torches, start events, stop events, whatever. Open doors in some cases. Most of these sort of management games, they want you to be playing from about there, but Planet Coaster wants you to zoom in. It wants you to actually click on your guests and see their needs, see what they're looking for. I mean, they want happiness. He doesn't want to go onto Falling Trees, which is that one, because it's too scary. But they might go on to this one, which is currently called Coaster 4, because I haven't renamed it yet. Let's renamed it Mine Depths. So you can do that. You can change the name of coasters, which is a pretty standard thing for these sort of coaster builders. Some things that may not be quite so standard is the building level of detail. The game wants you to customise your paths to make everything a little bit more interesting and fun for the people who are down there. So, you've got, one of the stats that you've got on here is Q scenery rating. So this is a reasonable path, though we could probably do a little bit more, maybe add a little bit more detail onto this wall, so let's do that. Let's edit the building. I think a couple of windows would be a good idea on here, so let's do that. Something that's reasonably... As you can see, there is a fair amount of content here. These are more doors. It's quite nice, yeah, barred wooden window is quite a nice one, so let's add a couple there. Maybe just add one up here as well. Some pole. Let's do that. That looks pretty good, actually. We'll have to move that window. So there's a lot of just bits that you can do. Let's do that. That looks pretty good. He needs to be moved in a bit, so let's move him in a bit. Line him up. You can do shift to pull things out or push things in. You can also hold control to move things around a little bit, so it does sort of lock things to the grid. I want to go out. Yeah. So we created a sort of a framing, and as a result, it's gone up a little bit, I think. I might want to do something a bit here actually. So it's at 46 anyway. This is a little bit more sci-fi, so let's add a cargo. Rotate them a little bit, and what I want to do is actually turn it over. You can change the colour of these things. Let's have a red one, and let's tip it over and add some fire. I think that would be it. Yeah, let's do that. So if we go into advanced move rotate, we can rotate it. Like so. You can also translate it, so move it around a little. Do that. And then you can say add some fire. No, maybe not. Now that does look a little obvious that there is something there, so let's just done. Okay. So that was on 46, now it's on 53. So the scenery is more interesting to look at, and so people are... I don't really know if it does affect something in here. I'm not completely certain what, but they do complain if the paths look a little bit empty. So that's an incentive to liven things up a bit. And all this stuff, you know, we've got a milkshake parlour here that's built into an actual building, so almost like a workshop type of thing. We've got another sort of workshop over here as well. Little building down here with my chief beef in. Got cranes, we've got these futuristic archways. It's just, there's an awful lot of stuff in the game currently to make things a little bit more interesting for your guests. And you can combine them in whatever way you see fit. So, I mean, we can change the colour of that if we wanted to. Maybe have it a bit. There's not everything you can change the colour of, but we can do that with the ride. So let's have a little bit more of a red. And these blue bits, I want it more grey. So you can do that sort of stuff. And then, I mean, it's getting dark, so maybe we want a little bit of lighting. Well, we can do that as well. So maybe we want some torches. Some standing torches. Give people something to so they can see. Of course, your guests are also going to litter everywhere, unless you've got some bins. So let's add in some bins, so they've got somewhere to put their rubbish. So as you can see, there's an awful lot of just general content in here. You can build your roller coasters. You can put in sort of static rides. You can change those colours of those rides. You can change the theme around it. The game wants you to be creative, ultimately, and that's basically all I want from a game like this. I want there to be some decent core mechanics, and then for the game to just say, hey, you're building something, just go nuts. Use the pieces that we give you and do what you want with them. That's what I want from a game. And it's added a few little additional things, so you can have triggers, so you can have things go off, you can have your music playing, your lights going off. And that's just what I want from a game. And this gives it to me. And I haven't enjoyed a park simulation game quite like this since... Yeah, exactly. Since when? Probably Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. I have Parkitect. I didn't play much of it. I do prefer having sort of the more 3D graphics and the ability to zoom in. Parkitect was far more towards the management side of things rather than creativity, and I really did want the creativity. So, yeah. And you can do some interesting things with your terrain, obviously. Create your holes. I need to work on those holes a little bit to make them a little bit more like mine shafts. Let's do that now. I've got the cash. So let's build up the terrain around them a bit. And then I can do maybe some beams. Thick wooden beam, that's the one. Yeah, it's going to need a little bit more messing around just to kind of get these beams in place. I mean, I could do something like that. But I want to build up this thing so that they kind of go down into a mine shaft, and then sort of come out of here and build up this hole a little bit more, and then sort of push out inside. I could even... Ooh, wasn't expecting that. I could even actually go down a little bit further. And really sort of make this a little bit more cavernous inside. Add some lighting, obviously, so we can see what we're doing. But yeah, you can have... Oh, there seems to be a small issue here with the caves. But if you wanted your park to be in a huge cave, you can do that, because the game allows you to do that. So anyway, with that, I'm going to say thanks very much for watching. I should be able to get some animatronics. Yeah, I'm gonna have to dig around a little bit with that. But you could have some of that. Ooh, how about a campfire? TNT plunger. So you can have a little countdown there. And ooh, I think so. I think that's what we want. Yep, I'm enjoying Planet Coaster, definitely. If you're interested in getting into the beta, you can get the Thrill Seeker edition. It's on Steam at the moment. If you want to wait, I don't blame you if you want to wait, on the basis that performance seems to be a little bit spotty here and there at the moment. Then it releases on in about a week, I think. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this little video on Planet Coaster, and I'll see you next time.